Welcome back, you're watching Meet the Diplomat.
The president was heard saying we're proud that our relations with India are as close and good as with China and Russia. What does it mean?
Well, actually, if you have a better look at the position Belarus is having geographically, this is the geographical epicenter of Europe. Belarus is at the crossroads between east and west, north and south. So this is the meeting point between automotive routes, railway routes, oil and gas pipelines. So this explains why we say that, yes, we have many partners, but we have also neighbors. We have neighbors, geographical neighbors, and neighbors in a wider sense. And then I will come probably to the countries you mentioned. For Russia, yes, this is our eastern neighbor. Well, brotherly relations between our countries, long history of our mutual friendly relations and existence within one huge state, well, do have effect on our present day. And for instance, since I was saying that we are open economy and an export-oriented country, so you would observe from the statistics that probably close to 40% of our export flows go to Russia. Other 40% go to EU. So it's a very balanced situation. But these are the countries in the, so to say, near neighborhood. We consider that when you have friends, distance doesn't matter. So you would be having neighbors.
You've seen India, China, and Russia to be your friends.
Yes, we do consider that we have all the grounds to construct some new, well, adapting to new political realities, to construct economic, probably new constructions to bring us closer together because of the traditional ties, because of the potentialities in industry, economy, and in other areas. And I think because of the long-standing traditions, because after all, we are all coming somewhere from this region.
Your president was also heard saying Belarus played an important role in the relationship between the USSR and India. How and why do you think it was possible?
Well, playing bigger role? Yeah. Well, always possible. Because where there is will, there is actually things which are happening. In training, for instance, Belarus was training students for decades from more than 100 countries of the world. And it still continues to train students and their postgraduate fellows in our institutes of higher learning. If you make an analysis, for instance, of labor in Belarus, you would observe that with the 98% of the Belarusian population, gainfully employed population, probably 70%, depending on the sector, would be having third level of education degree or diploma. That means postgraduate studies diploma. On the average, that will be nationwide. It will be 40% of the labor force having this either third level degree diploma or special secondary education diploma. This means that if you take any expert in any specific job, the qualifications would be probably twice or thrice as high as the requirements for the job itself, which makes it very creative labor, you see. So we want to bring this experience and to expand this experience and to provide this experience for your experts. That is why we're now training your students. For the time being, we are having not very big numbers. Something close to 500 students, predominantly medical sciences students. But if you take the quality of education and the price of the education, we can beat probably most of European countries. So I think this is the area where we can diversify our relations. And this is precisely the area where we contributed so much to the development of the relations, bilateral relations between former Soviet Union and India. Culture, for instance. Yes, there have been very extensive cooperation, exchange of various performing troops between the former Soviet Union and India. And this process continues.
Belarus and Russia, they are good friends. But on the issue of gas and oil, there seems to be some kind of problems and conflicts. What is your comment on that?
Well, I wouldn't put it in terms of conflict again. You see, there are economic realities. And we are all well aware of the strong points of specific national economies and probably weaker points of the same national economies. I was saying that we are export-oriented country, but we are concentrating on finished goods. We're not a raw-producing country in a pure sense of word. We possess good natural resources, that's for sure, but they're not sufficient for our highly developed industrial complex. So for that matter, definitely, we depend, as, by the way, most of the European countries depend, on the natural resources coming from countries possessing them, Russia in particular. And given the fact that we have close relations with Russia, yes, we have gas and oil pipelines.
Where is the problem?
The problem was pure economic, and I think that is like in any economic conjuncture. You have to measure new factors which are coming into play. For instance, if we are gradually evolving from some kind of specific relationships, specific pricing, specific something between specific countries, for instance, and if we gradually evolve to market economic relations, yes, we have to readjust probably positions somewhere. But at the same time, we consider that when it is of concern for two countries with very specific traditional relations, it normally is a situation which can find very easy solutions, and these are the.
And so your president had to come and, let me quote him, diversification of energy supply is not aimed against Russia.
Well, definitely. Say India. When India tries to diversify its sources of energy supplies, it does not mean that you're sort of directing your actions against some country. This is something with the security.
Your country has ratified all the agreements signed within the framework of Collective Security Treaty Organization. What is the meaning of the word ratification?
Well, that is just internal procedure, because when you have international organization or regional organization, well, definitely each country has to follow the internal procedures to implement and to bring into force the treaties which are being signed. So our national legislation stipulates that most of the documents with specific clauses would have to be ratified.
We need to take a short break. Keep watching Meet the Diplomat.